Let's just do a chocolate heart, hit magic fill, and then let's see what happens once we're done with the magic fill. So we can come in here and add in specific fine-tuned details if we really want to. Let's see what happens. And there we go, guys. It looked crazy at first, but then it filled in and it generated, and it looks pretty realistic. It's even got this shadow over here, and all of the other shadows on these are like off to the right, and it's got the shadow correctly. So very impressive. Obviously this was just a quick example off the top of my head, but if you wanted to do anything you could imagine, anything that you're finding could work as a print-on-demand product, it can be created with this tool. Hey everyone, Coach Jacob Knowles here. Today I'm so excited to show you artificial intelligence and how to create your print-on-demand designs like this and like this using just your imagination and your words and this tool called Ideogram. Now, this is a free AI art tool, so you're going to be able to generate some free designs before you need to sign up for the pro version, which is one reason why I like this tool. But another reason is because it excels at creating t-shirt designs, blankets, jewelry, all of the things that we need as print-on-demand sellers. So this is the tool, but I'm going to be pulling inspiration from a marketplace, right? Whether that marketplace is Etsy or Amazon or Facebook, we are pulling data and trying to find the winning products that we can redesign using artificial intelligence. So these will be 100% unique generations that we can use, and we can borrow from the inspiration of some of these popular now best-selling products on these marketplaces. So I'm going to use Etsy as an example. I typed in blanket, I found a bunch of bestsellers, popular now, Etsy's picks, but the one that impressed me the most right now is this espresso martini blanket. It's such a simple design that we can recreate with artificial intelligence, and it already has 63 total sales after only being listed for a few days. It's about a week since this has been listed. So this is one that we could definitely move on, and we could change this a little bit if we have an idea as to how we might like to change it, or we could simply take a screenshot. So I'm going to type in screenshot. It's going to pull up this tool that allows me to basically take a screenshot of this design. And now I'm going to go back over to Ideogram and put that screenshot into Ideogram. So you see here, now we have this pattern that we're going to be using as our base image for Ideogram. So there are a few things that we could do here. We could just describe this, and it's going to come back with a description of what we need. And then we could use this as a prompt to generate our art, our creations, our designs. Now, keep in mind, if you want to upload a file, you're going to need to have the pro version. If you don't want to pay for the pro version quite yet, then you're going to need to type out your prompt. What you could also do is go over to ChatGPT, download this image, upload it to ChatGPT, and ask for it to describe this image for a image AI prompt. So let's go ahead and go and do that, and I'll show you what that would look like. Okay, so basically all that we need to do is, again, we need that screenshot of this image. So find a way to get a screenshot or crop the design for the image, put it into ChatGPT, and then just ask it to describe this and format it as an AI image prompt. So it's going to read this image, it's going to describe this image, and it's going to put it into the perfect prompt that we can then copy and paste into Ideogram. So this is one example of how you could create your designs on Ideogram, is just by text, just by describing the design. Now, you're going to want to make sure that Magic Prompt is on auto. If your designs are turning out weird, you could try turning off the Magic Prompt. If it's not quite what you're looking for, you might try turning this off, but leave it on auto for most of your creations. Go ahead and leave this on public, 2.0 model. You can choose a color palette if you wanted to choose a specific color palette, but I'm just going to leave this on auto, quality at the highest, so we want this to be on quality. And if you wanted to, you could have a negative prompt and talk about things to avoid. So if you specifically wanted something not to be generated, you could talk about things to avoid here. But we're just going to go ahead and hit generate and see what comes back with just the text prompt. Okay, so not too bad at all. This is what came back from our text prompt. We got some pretty good designs here that I feel like we could use. And one thing that I would encourage you is that if you feel like it's not generating the exact design that you're looking for, then be sure to go in and carefully read the prompt and remove something if it doesn't need to be there, or add something in if you need to add more specific details. But your prompt is what controls the outputs. The input is what controls the outputs. So make sure that if you're not getting what you're wanting, go back to your prompt and see if you can tweak it, mess around with it a little bit. And don't be afraid to try multiple generations. Sometimes it's not going to be perfect the first time, but if you keep trying generations, you're going to get it eventually. So this is a pretty good text-based generation, but let's say we didn't want to do based off of text. So we could click upload image and we could actually add in a file, or we could simply screenshot this. Once again, we need to take a screenshot and then drag that screenshot into Ideogram. And now we're gonna have a few options here. The one that we wanna choose is actually remix. So we hit remix, and now it's going to actually both describe it for us and give us a prompt, and also give us the ability to have this image weight. Now the image weight is what actually determines how closely it looks to the original. So I'm gonna put this at 70% because we want it to be similar to the original, very, very close, but we don't want it to be exactly like it. So let's go ahead and hit remix, and let's see what generations we get back this time. So I encourage you to have fun with AI. I encourage you to get creative, to type out specific details that you want to see, and to test it out for yourself. But here are just a few of the designs that came back from this. Let's say we wanted to make it closer to the original. We could set the image weight to maybe 90. And then we could remove any sort of prompting. So let's just go ahead and set the image weight to 90, remove all of the prompt, and hit remix. And now we should get an image that is very, very close to our reference image. So sometimes the text prompts are gonna work better. Sometimes it's easier just to upload a screenshot. Both ways work. And you can also use ChatGPT to describe these images as well. So if you don't know how to create the prompt, log into ChatGPT, ask it to help you with creating and formatting this into an AI prompt for images, and it's going to help you create something that is very, very close to what you have provided ChatGPT. So before we actually download this file, since this is the one that we decided to work with, this is the one we're going to use, you're going to have to decide based off of all of your art which one you want to use. So before we actually download this, we've decided this is the winner. We need to upscale it. We could also remove the background if we were going to put this on a t-shirt, for example. But because this isn't a t-shirt, we can simply just upscale this and make it much larger. So we basically want to include maybe the same amount of detail. The resemblance we're going to keep at 100, and then we're going to upscale this and make it much larger. And why would we want to upscale an image? Well, if we're going to put this on a blanket, it's got to be big. It needs to be a big file. So this is going to not only make it larger, but also keep the same resolution to where it doesn't look blurry or anything like that. So here is the final finished product. It's also going to add in some additional details that maybe weren't there before. So here's the final design. We can now click on these three dots, and we can click on download and PNG, and we'll be able to download this file and upload it to our products. So let's go ahead and download this. If you're wondering where you're going to find your creations after they're created, you can click on this creations tab, and it will take you here to all of your designs where you can click on them, and then you can either download these, upscale them, remove the background, or you can do a bunch of other stuff here. So you could remix this and basically create more designs from this design. So, and then real quick, you can also open this in Canvas, for example. And if there was a specific part of this that you didn't like, you could potentially do some sort of magic fill, some sort of magic generate. So we might highlight this part here, and maybe we want to go ahead and change this to be, let's just do a chocolate heart, hit magic fill, and then let's see what happens once we're done with the magic fill. So we can come in here and add in specific fine-tuned details if we really want to. Let's see what happens. And there we go, guys. It looked crazy at first, but then it filled in and it generated, and it looks pretty realistic. It's even got this shadow over here, and all of the other shadows on these are like off to the right, and it's got the shadow correctly. So very impressive. Obviously, this was just a quick example off the top of my head, but if you wanted to do anything you could imagine, anything that you're finding could work as a print-on-demand product, it can be created with this tool. And Canvas is basically just an extra layer of fine-tuning. So again, to get to Canvas, you would go to your creations, and then if there's something that you want to actually change or create differently, you can click on this creation, open it inside of Canvas, and then you can basically do pretty much anything here. So if we wanted to magic fill and add something in here, or if we wanted to remove parts of this, we could. Then it's created a whole new design for us that'll live inside of our creation folder. And now we can come in here and actually upscale this, remove the background, download it, use it. So I hope that that's helpful. Obviously, there are a lot more tricks and strategies that we could dive deeper into, but I'm going to wrap it up here before we go too deep into the rabbit hole of AI print on demand.